You say you feel like they're not going to do nothing this year. I disagree with you on that. I really think they're going to make the playoffs this year. Why? Because Luka has what he wants around him and he feels comfortable. I don't think it's enough to do anything when they get to the playoffs, but I think they'll probably make the 7 or 8 seed, man. I truly feel that, bro.
What's good? What's good? We are back. Boss, what's good with you?
Cool, man. Feels good, man. We been a little bit more consistent over here on Mavs-Spurs Weekly, man. What we talking about tonight, man?
This is a question I'm posing towards the comment section. I want y'all to what's y'all thoughts on this? Will Luka ever get back to the finals? Man, oh man, it's been a whirlwind when it comes to the Lakers as to this roster the past 2 years. And that's a question that I have in which I'm going to get to my feelings on it. But just to do a little bit of history to start it off, right? Luka in the postseason. Now, he does – the crazy part about Luka is career average 28 points a game. Then you go to playoff career average, and it's 30 points a game, and he averages an extra rebound during the postseason. So his postseason, I think Jordan career postseason is 33. His is 30. So he's definitely not a playoff bust in that sense. As far as his solo numbers, as far as getting that chip though, it's a little different story. 2020, lost first round, 4 games, pushed the Clippers with the undermanned Mavericks team. 2021, lost first round, took Kawhi Leonard and Paul George to 7 games that season, 2021, and came up with the L in that first round. 2022 Western Conference Finals, beat the 64-win Suns after falling behind 2-0, including the famous Game 7 blowout in Phoenix. 2024 beat the Clippers, number 1 seed Thunder, and Timberwolves before losing to Boston in that finals with that awesome Boston team that won in 2024. And you see what happened last year with him getting traded and whatnot.
Wasn't it the year before last?
2024. Yeah. So, far as your assessment of this team next year, Lakers going into this season, you got point guard Luka, shooting guard Austin Reeves, small forward Quentin Grimes, power forward Jake LaRavia, center Walker Kessler. I guess what's your thoughts on next year? You know.
Well, I definitely feel like they made a bad decision when they got rid of Rui. I didn't understand that at all. Rui was very clutch. He can get you some boards. He can shoot the ball pretty well. I think he shot a career high last year from 3 for percentage-wise. I didn't get that. And when you just named that lineup, I'm like, who? When you got to the forwards, I don't know who the fuck they are. You know what I'm saying? Of course, Kessler is a guy who they just picked up, supposed to be pretty good, like a 16 and 11, 16 and 10 guy. Be honest with you, I think Luka did what LeBron did his whole career. He picked who he wanted on his team, bro.
He likes to have a big man, and you know why he likes that, because you know he's gonna get a double. And you know how he does have that court vision to see things. So I think there was a point in the season last time he was playing where we had thrown the most alley-oops or some shit, or we was in the top 2 or 3 in alley-oops, and that was because of Luka, man. He loves to, do that little shimmy down, get around and stop, and then go a little to the left, and then that. All he need is a cut, and he throwing that motherfucker up. He's great at that. I will admit, he is great at doing that. So I think that's why he loves to have him a good 7-footer down there who can catch that ball. And he got what he wanted, I guess, with Kessler.
Well, we're gonna see. Nobody heard of Kessler until he came to LA. That's prime time. I should say snow time or whatever you want to call it, this new Lakers lineup. But I just want to ask this question, because if we're going to talk about him getting back to the finals, we know what Kobe Bryant said about James Harden and his gameplay. Do you consider James Harden gameplay kind of similar to Luka's?
Yes, that's a great segue. That is a great segue because yes. Okay, and the reason why I say that is because there's a difference between someone who gets assist in the natural flow of the game and someone who, because you could be a ball stopper and an assist getter at the same time. Like, he's not a flow assist getter. He comes down the court, 8 to 10 seconds is gone off the shot clock just with him getting down the court. He comes down the court very slow pace. He does all his game is to do all of the work for the team. And then you get this shit where people start just sitting because it's like, well, damn, okay, let me just stand here and see what he do. Because he's analyzing the defense, and then he's going. And he's going to get a screen. It's either he going to go or he's going to get a screen. It's one or the other. And from there, he gets a double, boom. Something happens, he gets an assist. That's different than other players. That's that James Harden shit. You kill 10 seconds out of the shot clock just you dribbling the ball.
Right. So what's the difference? Okay, you brought up Mike, his career average in the playoffs. Also, we can talk about his career average in the regular season. We got two players, let's say, who average 30 points. Mike win rings. Luka averaged more assists and rebounds than Michael Jordan.
Yes.
What do you feel like is the difference? Okay, Jordan had Scottie Pippen, and then he had a bunch of role players who played their role. What you think is the difference between Luka? Of course, we really haven't seen him with Kyrie in a long fucking time, but when he was in Dallas and now he's with LA, what's the problem? What the fuck is the problem?
Well, half the problem, because that Boston, you remember in the finals, when he did get to the finals with Boston, half the problem, I feel like when he was playing for the Mavericks, and especially that finals, he was not 100%. And we seen last year what happened. He played his heart out. MVP, first half of the season, people are like, look, Luka is going to be the MVP this year. And right at the end of the season, gets that injury and, doesn't play. And in that finals versus Boston, he was not 100%. He was playing off heart, whatever heart he does have. He was playing with that to get through that, because there was multiple injuries before that final started at the second half of that season. So I would say, for one, it kind of has been some injuries that I feel like has stopped him or slowed him down. But for two, I don't think his style of play is conducive to playoff winning championship basketball. Like with Harden, he could be awesome, and he gets to the playoffs, and that's I can't really do it in the playoffs because Harden just flat out dropped the ball in the playoffs. His stats, I'm pretty sure they don't look like Luka's in the playoffs.
He disappears.
Yeah, he just like non-existent. So I can't really do it with that. But just that style of play in a nutshell, I feel like it's not conducive to winning playoff basketball, man.
Of course, now you spoke on the injury. Yeah, he was injured last year. If he was healthy, I guess you can ask the question, do you think the Lakers would have made it further? And then also the question is, would that healthy lineup from last year, if they were healthy, versus, I know this is probably a ass question. I'm gonna ask it anyway. Versus this lineup we're seeing this year, who's the better team? I know LeBron was there. I get it.
Yeah. Yeah, it would be the last that I feel like they had a much better chance. Like last year, I do feel like they had a better chance. Hachimura, um, him alone.
So why do they get rid of Hachimura, Rui, and they get rid of Marcus Smart? Why?
So they did get rid of Smart too?
Yes, bro. Yes.
Okay. Yeah,
I'm really sure of it.
It don't make sense. I almost think with Marcus Smart, it might have been something else. As far as chemistry, I don't know. I know Hachimura, he's a stud, man.
Yeah, Marcus Smart is with Houston now.
Yeah, so yeah, I don't understand the Hachimura move. Where he at Atlanta now? Is that where they said he went? Or
no, Hachimura. Hold on.
I think I remember him going to
Bronny. Like, huh?
Yeah, they did keep Bronny. They did keep Bronny. Vanderbilt, they kept.
Rui with LA Clippers.
Oh, okay.
They got a pretty good team, and that's besides the point. If Kawhi have to end up staying in LA, they gonna be pretty goddamn good. They got some fucking players, bro, because they thought they was losing Kawhi.
But yeah, I don't see Lakers doing nothing this year. I just don't see it for them. Nah, I think Luka, when it comes to his style of, I feel like he's a great stat packer, even if that's not his intention. He's a great regular season stat packer. But it's been times I've seen him, they be up by 15 and he got over 30 points and only 4 assists, and he still end up getting 11 assists with 6 minutes left in the fourth quarter. Like I've seen this shit, man. And I'm sitting here like, well, damn, you had the layup, but you just did that and the center was right there and bammed it. Like, so are you? I don't know. It's like I've seen some of these things, man. Basically.
So getting back to the finals is definitely going to be a tough task. Now you say you feel like they're not going to do nothing this year. I disagree with you on that. I really think they're going to make the playoffs this year. Why? Because Luka has what he wants around him and he feels comfortable. And I really feel that playing with LeBron, who's considered one of the greatest, who had to take 2 steps back and become the third option, that kind of probably made him and Austin uncomfortable, because now you mean to tell me y'all want the ball in our hands before it go to LeBron? And we know LeBron didn't like it, but he did it. So I feel like this roster he has around him possibly was hand-picked. I ain't gonna say exactly hand-picked, but I'm pretty sure they ran it across Luka because that's the big money man. They paid Austin Reeves, so they got their 2 players who Austin averaged 20-something points last year.
Yeah, he's an all-star.
So
he's an all-star.
They don't have to worry about nothing but getting buckets. I don't think it's enough to do anything when they get to the playoffs, but I think they'll probably make the 7 or 8 seed, man. I truly feel that, bro.
Hey, I'm not mad at that because honestly, Luka, and just to be real, he's one of them players. Like I seen a poll on one of these basketball channels put a poll up and was like, if you put any one of these players on the worst team in the NBA, which one would get them closer to the playoffs? And they had Iverson on there. They had like prime Iverson. They had prime such and such, and then they had Luka on there. And I know why they set it up like that, because you look at the team that Iverson had around him,
right?
And he got them boys to the playoffs, with not too much around him. And I do feel like Luka, he is kind of like, that same type of player that can do that. Because even when we got to the finals, we had Irvin, we had Luka, starting small forward, Derrick Jones Jr. We had
Hardaway.
Tim Hardaway Jr. He was our sixth man coming off the bench. And it was a bunch of role players, a bunch of jail guys who play well with others, And it was just them two, basically. And they got all the way to the finals with that shit. And that's because they're Luka Magic, man, which he can do some magical shit. The way I envision my team playing basketball is not how I want to see my team ran with Luka being the point guard. And that's the key word, being the point guard. I always felt like he should play off ball, but he's never played off ball. And I think that's part of the reason why I don't like the shit,
I think what we're going to see this upcoming season from Luka it's going to be, his numbers are going to be insane. I'm going to tell you why. It goes back to what I said. He don't have to worry about nobody. It was his team last year, but bitch, this is my team for real now.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? And I think Austin is going to play his part. He's going to average 20 points. But as far as the unknown two guys, I don't think they're going to hardly do nothing but probably play defense, get rebounds and whatnot. And Kessler, I don't see no issue with him still getting 15 points a game and 12 boards. No. But I think Luka numbers going to go through the roof because he want to show the league how good he is, and that's going to be their downfall when it comes to playoff basketball. You can't be that guy without the supporting cast that you had last year, bro. You're going to need a supporting cast, like going back to the year you talking about when they made it to the finals with Dallas. He had a great supporting cast, and he knew that. He was young. He wasn't super arrogant. Now this motherfucker can cry all day long and get fouls. It's not going to work. He's going to have to use what he has. If not, he's just going to average 35 points a game, 8 rebounds, 7 assists, and get put out in the first round. That's what's going to happen.
Yeah, and the thing about it, it's like, look how okay, you got a star player in Luka. You got a star player in Wemby, and I'm going somewhere with this.
Okay.
The usage rating, like how he's used throughout the season. If Luka has to play 38 fucking minutes a game for y'all to get in the 8th seed, by the end of the season, man, Luka hasn't, right now in his career, like, y'all, they need to, I feel like for him to go deep in the playoffs and actually do something, Luka's got to be around that 30. Like, you got to be able to take him out at some point in the first half, let him sit. I feel like, the load management thing, I know people hate the shit, but with players like Luka, with players like Wemby, I feel like the Spurs did somewhat of a good job at tapering off his minutes at certain points when they're up. Now, whenever they start getting down and that 20-point lead gets down to 8, that ain't the time. Like, he should have already been in the game. But I do feel like they got to be smarter about that when it comes to Luka. He shouldn't have to play the whole fucking game for y'all to win 50 games. And if he did for the season, if he wins 50 games and he got to play every minute of the game, then they're not going to win a championship because they're not confident in the players behind them.
Right. Of course not. And what you said he shouldn't have to do, he's going to have to do, bro. He's going to have to. Like, think about it. like if they want to win, it's almost just like taking Wemby out the game, bro. You knew what was gonna happen when he came out the game. That's why I was super happy when we got some backup players that can maybe let him rest.
Right.
I don't see nobody on the Lakers roster that they can take Luka out and feel comfortable enough to let him get 6 or 7 minute rest. So you're going to see him get 35 plus minutes every fucking game, Jizzle. Sorry. That's what's going to happen.
Yeah. I'm looking now. The depth chart, they got second on the depth chart. Colin Sexton is at power forward and shooting guard on the depth chart is Colin Sexton, Colin Sexton.
He's a guard.
Yeah.
That's the behind for Cleveland. He used to play for Cleveland years ago.
So yeah, he's the backup point guard and shooting guard as of now for the Lakers. Then they got Cameron Carr and of course Bronny James.
Yeah, they got Bronny third on that depth chart.
They got he's actually fifth on the depth chart.
And you got rid of Rui. And re-signed Bronny. That was all LeBron doing, whether you like it or not. But LeBron made sure his son got a contract and hauled ass.
But you know what? Hachimura, if he was coming up on his contract, he deserved more than he was getting. He played himself. As far as the market of an NBA player, Hachimura after last season, his shit went bloop. So it might have been a money thing. I don't know. But I know his stock, as far as an NBA player, went through the roof, last year because of how he played. So I don't know.
He did. He played very well. I agree. I wouldn't have got rid of him. That was stupid. You already LeBron's no longer going to be there. You got rid of Smart, who was one hell of a defensive player who helped y'all. He helped them a lot in the playoffs, should I say. He's a veteran and still go out there and play his heart out, and you let him go. So let's see what Luka can do with what they got around him. I said, I'm gonna go ahead and say they will make it to the playoffs and get out in the first round. But remember what I said. He's gonna average close to 30. I ain't gonna say 35. I'm gonna give him 33 points a game this year. 7 rebounds, 8 assists a game. And they're gonna kick their ass out in the first round of the playoffs. Mark my fucking word.
Okay, you heard it here first. I got him going down with an injury at the All-Star break. And, everything else will be, But you know what? They'll be talked about like they're the first seed all season.
Yep. Because they're the Lakers.
They're the Lakers. Hey, it is what it is. It's the NBA, man. That's Boss. I'm YJ. We up out this thing.